you here for me?
I need to talk to you.
But I've just got off the plane. All right. But not until we're in the car. I want to tell you all about my holiday.
Let me take your bag.
Oh, don't be silly, Penny. I've never felt so fit in my life. Ah, the sunshine, the food. Penny, have you ever eaten fresh coconut? And everyday fish straight from the sea?
We couldn't contact you.
Ah. Do you know there wasn't a single telephone on that island? Can you believe it? No telephones, no televisions, no newspapers. It was paradise.
So you haven't heard the news?
No, I haven't. And I feel absolutely marvelous. Ah, why do people listen to the news? It only makes them worry. Listen, Penny. You and I have been selling computer components for years. And are we happy? The people on that island have never seen a computer. And Penny, they're happy.
I'm afraid we have to take the train. No company cars were available.
No cars available? Well, never mind. Have you ever been to the Antilles? It's another world. And the sunsets, and the sea, and the light on the water. I've never seen anything like it. All right. I can see you've got something to tell me. What's the news?
Well, it isn't very good, I'm afraid.
Well, let's start with some good news. Think of some. Things are never as bad as they seem.
Well, there is some good news. The profitability of disk drives has improved dramatically.
I knew there must be some good news. That's excellent. Let me see.
This graph shows the profit margin on sales over the last 6 months.
So there was a sharp increase in the margin last month. Why? What happened?
It won't last, I'm afraid. The increase in profitability was due to a sudden increase in price. This shows the price of disk drives over the last 18 months.
Prices rose steadily until last month. What's this like?
It's the unit price adjusted for inflation. As you can see, prices rose in line with inflation until last month.
And then there was this sudden jump in price. What happened?
Well, it wasn't due to a change in demand. Demand has remained steady.
Was it due to a change in production costs?
No, production costs have remained the same. The change was due to a sharp drop in supply.
Well, that's wonderful news. So, our competitors have got problems, eh? Can't produce enough for the market. What about our sales?
This graph shows our sales over the last 6 months. As you can see, they went up steadily until last month.
And then they fell sharply. Well, that must be because some fool put the price up. Who authorized this?
That's not the problem. Everybody put their prices up. Disk drives are in very short supply. Have a look at this. This shows our stock level today.
Well, we've got no stock left.
It's all gone.
Well, then why aren't we producing more?
Do you want to see this month's output figures?
Yes, I do. We aren't producing anything at all. What's happened? Is there a strike?
No, there isn't a strike. It was John.
John who?
John, the financial director.
He authorized the price rise?
No, he shot himself.
John shot himself?
Yes, when the police came to arrest him, John locked himself in the basement and shot himself.
The police wanted to arrest our financial director?
Yes, when they discovered the money was missing, they came to arrest him. He locked himself in the basement and...
What money?
The money he stole from the company.
John stole money from the company?
Yes. They think about £2 million is missing. He lost a lot of money on the horses. He was a gambler, but not a very good one.
£2 million?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? It was in all the newspapers.
So John killed himself. That is terrible news.
He missed. He only injured himself. He wasn't a very good shot either.
So, let me get this straight. John isn't dead. He didn't authorize the price rise, but he did stop production.
No, he didn't. It was the bullet.
The bullet.
The bullet went into the fuel tank in the basement.
The fuel tank in the basement.
Yes, that caused an explosion which started the fire. The fire destroyed the factory. We stopped producing disk drives, which caused a shortage of supply. That caused an increase in price and an increase in profitability, but only in the short term, as you can see. I'm sure you're right, Richard. Things are never as bad as they seem. Disk drives are making a lot of money. It's a pity we're not making any disk drives, that's all. New jobs. Best to start looking early. We all are. Don't worry, Richard. Things always seem bad after a holiday.
How long will he be, Zaza?
He's here now.
Hello, Mr. Hobson.
Hello.
Please, sit down.
Thank you.
Let me introduce you to the board. Gloria, our finance director.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Madam Zaza, our marketing director.
How do you do?
Madam Zaza is responsible for future planning.
I can see we'll be great friends. May I call you Gerald?
Please do.
Hercules is in charge of personnel.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you.
And this is Sonny.
How do you do?
Sonny's a little depressed at the moment. Mr. Hobson is manager of the High Street branch of the Central Bank, and I'm sure his advice will be most valuable. Gloria arranged today's meeting to discuss the future of the circus, so I'll hand over to her. Gloria?
Thank you, Oscar. The situation is simple. The circus isn't doing well. We aren't earning enough money to pay the bills. If we want to survive, we must plan ahead. And that's why I'd like to do a SWOT analysis. That is, a review of our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Is everyone happy with that? Sonny? Okay, let's start with our strengths. What are they?
We've got good animals.
That's right. But are they better than our competitors?
We've got more than anyone else. Bernards haven't got as many as us.
And our animals are better trained.
Except the lions.
Okay, we'll call animals a strength. What else?
Our staff. We've got some of the best performers in the world. We've got the best ringmaster. The most beautiful acrobat.
The strongest strong man.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Yes, I think we have more talent and more experience than the competition. I think our name is a great strength, too. We're better known than Bernard's.
So, our strengths are our animals, our staff, and our name. What about our weaknesses? Where do our competitors have an advantage over us?
Our equipment's getting old. Bernards have an advantage over us there.
Yes, their facilities are smarter, they're more up-to-date than ours.
Madame Soso has a silver caravan.
Oh, but Madame Soso isn't half as good as you, Zaza.
Thank you, dear.
So, we'll write down facilities and equipment. What about opportunities? What can we do to make the circus successful again?
Can we come back to that in a moment? We have a suggestion. But first, I'd like to look at threats.
All right. What threats do we face? We have to put down Bernard's circus here. Bernard's is our biggest competitor.
Our greatest threat is social change. People don't go to the circus as much as they used to.
May I make a comment?
Please do.
The picture seems very clear to me. You are in a declining market. Your main competitor is investing more than you, and their market share is increasing. Either you match their investment, or you go out of business.
But we can't match their investment. We don't have the money.
You can borrow it. I can arrange a loan.
Perhaps. Zaza?
Interest rates will rise by 3% next year.
Then it's not the best time to take out a loan. But we have to find the money.
Can't you make any savings? Fewer animals? Cuts in staff?
We lost a lion tamer last month.
It was very unfortunate.
And the lion doesn't look too well now either.
No. Our staff and our animals are our strengths. We mustn't make cuts there.
Can't you increase your prices?
If we increase our prices by 15%, we will lose 5% of our customers.
Then we mustn't do that.
Do you advertise?
Yes, but it isn't very cost-effective.
Well, then I don't know what to suggest. Are you sure you don't want the loan?
Quite sure. Thank you, Gerald. We don't have to borrow the money.
We have another idea.
Do tell me.
Well, a lot of firms are diversifying these days, starting new activities.
Yes. What are you thinking of?
We'd like to set up a business consultancy.
A business consultancy.
That's right. We will provide advice on financial investments.
I see. Have any of you any experience in this field?
No. But Madame Zaza has unusual powers. She can see into the future. We think this is a very useful quality for an investment consultant.
Well, that's true.
It won't cost much to set up. We don't have to invest a lot of money, and it'll give us a new source of income.
Of course, I don't want to leave the circus, so I'll just work part-time.
She can do it before the show.
In her caravan?
You don't like the idea, do you, Gerald?
I'm sure Madame Zaza will make an excellent investment consultant. My only question is this: will people come to the circus for financial advice?
Gerald is right. I must have a proper office.
Perhaps an office in the high street.
If it's not too expensive.
That's near you, Gerald. Oh, what fun. I can see it now. I'll have a very large office. And a secretary.
A secretary?
No, 2 secretaries.
I'm sure you'll be very successful.
Oh, Gerald. Would you like to be my first customer?
That's very kind of you, Madame Zaza, but unfortunately the bank already has an investment consultant.
Really? Who's that?
Well,
No, you can tell us in the strictest confidence.
We won't tell anyone.
Madame Soso from Bernard's Circus.
You running, Nick?
Okay, ready.
Welcome to the first program in this series, Service with a Smile. Today I'm visiting an organization called Business Relations. Business Relations provides an unusual service. It trains people in the art of welcoming visitors to their companies. First we're going to speak to the director, Robin Egger, and then we're going to see some of the trainees in action. Let's go inside. All right, cut there, Nick. All right, you can see both of us, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah? Right, let's start, Robin.
Welcome to Business Relations. I hope you had a good journey.
Yes, thank you very much.
Please sit down. Would you like some tea or coffee?
No, thank you.
Let me tell you what we plan to do. First, I'm going to tell you about the company. Then I'd like to take you to meet our chief trainer, Amanda Finch. After that, we're going to see some of the training in action. Does that sound all right?
That sounds perfect, Robin. Tell me, when did you set up Business Relations?
About 5 years ago, I think. Yes, we've been in business for just over 5 years.
And what gave you the idea?
I could see a gap in the market. I knew that many large companies spent a lot of time entertaining clients, but no one taught their staff how to do it. So I set up Business Relations, and we've been training staff ever since.
And could you tell us how many staff you have now?
We have 6 full-time trainers.
And Business Relations is very successful.
I think so. Would you like to see a training session?
Yes, please, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Then let's go and meet Amanda. Come this way.
All right, cut there, Nick.
Now this afternoon, Brian, I want you to do the same thing.
We're now in the main training room. We're going to watch the chief trainer, Amanda, working with Brian and Edward. Brian comes from Tempest, the watchmakers, and Edward comes from Allied Meats, one of the largest butchers in the country.
The largest and the best.
Just one question, please, Robin. How long do these courses last?
Usually only 1 day, but they can be longer.
Okay. Now let's meet the chief trainer, Amanda Finch, and her 2 trainees. Amanda, can you come forward, please? You too, Brian, come on. Amanda, could you tell us what you're doing with your trainees